All right, guys, welcome back to Commission Reviews, the queen of reality TV. And I have another queen. Is your name Coley? I don't want to say your name wrong. Is it Coley?
Yeah, my name's Coley.
Okay, perfect. So I have a few questions I want to ask you. Thank you for coming on my platform. Oh,
Thank you for having me.
okay, I'm like a little bit of a perfectionist, so just okay, sorry. All right, so let me get started. Already, my interviews already. It's always doing something. Always stuff going on my channel. I swear to God, it's nothing new. Okay, so I want to start with the editing and the public perception is one of the topics. Your portrayal on the show has sparked a lot of controversy online, and to be honest, some of the commentary paints you in a way that doesn't reflect, in my opinion, who you truly are. I've had a chance to speak to you outside the show, and it's clear you are much more than what's been shown. How have you been processing the way you were edited, how people perceive you, especially your intelligence? Like they were really coming at you kind of crazy. So I was curious to know, how are you dealing with that? Like you're not an airhead in no kind of way, but that's a narrative I saw today. I was even looking online. I was like, wow, they really believe that. But
Yeah,
anyway.
that narrative was really crazy, especially because before I started filming, I had talked to one of the producers and he was
Mhm.
saying, because you are pretty, people are going to think you have no substance.
Mm.
And so I thought he was saying that in a way to be like, but we're not going to let that happen because
Right.
clearly we know you have substance. We've
Mm-hmm.
interviewed you. We
Mm-hmm.
know what you're doing and what you have going on.
Right.
But if I had really read between the lines, he pretty much told me, like that's who you are here to play.
Mm.
And that totally threw me off because one of the
Right.
other producers had told me that I was there to be a kind person.
Mm. Black women in reality TV editing has always been trash. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be with the black network, but it doesn't matter. It's just gonna be a bad edit, and I hate that because I said
Yeah.
it's gotta be more than this. It's not that the world is flat. Tell me about that because I heard about that for like a month. Like
About what?
about the what is the world is flat or whatever,
Oh, the Earth
whatever.
is flat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That was a conversation between Sahara and Fritz.
Hmm.
But yeah, I don't really know because I'm not the one who said that. But I don't know. Honestly, that could have been something that she said jokingly.
Right. I'm
There was
just curious
that
because
I said jokingly, like, and especially they would show they wouldn't show like what provoked me to say it. Some of the things that I said,
right.
just
Wow.
a quick clip of me saying something. It's kind of crazy, makes no sense or whatever, but they wouldn't show like what the other person said.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm. Typical. That's unfortunate. That's why I say there's always some missing pieces in the editing and that we're not allowed to see. And so it paints a narrative. So I love it that you guys are able to speak, even on your own platform, like things that'll come out later that you don't know they saved. And they do that.
yeah.
Let's talk about the block party girl. Mm-mm-mm. So the block party and Eddie is what it should be called. I think I have it in my notes that way too. Eddie, he's a major, even though the show has like got to come back for summer, but he's a major topic of conversation when it comes to the show as far as one of the guys, right?
Yeah.
In the beginning, your connection seemed like super, and I even said in my commentary, very organic, strong chemistry. And the moment that you lean in for the kiss, and he did not respond, especially when he had the two ladies over there on the side looking at him. Everything we heard was, oh, she was drinking. Mama, you just tell us what went down because that was a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't remember like how many weeks that was,
Mm-hmm.
but at that point, like, when you're getting to know someone and
Mm-hmm.
you're
Mm-hmm.
talking to someone, you can tell like if they're not all the way in or if they've got something else going on.
Right.
I had talked to him, I'm like, you have a girlfriend, don't you? And he
Mm.
didn't say no, but he was like, nah, that's crazy. But we have an intuition and we know. So I was really impressed by some of the viewers that were like, he's not interested in any of them
Mm.
because he's already with someone.
Well, let me tell you something. That moment, I was like, wait, I'm confused, Eddie, because it was giving you have this really good chemistry with her, but then at that moment you don't. And I'm not saying he had to do it. I'm not gonna say that it might come from me, but
Yeah, yeah.
it just didn't add up. You understand what I'm saying? Like if y'all had like casual or maybe not been close, I would have expected that from him. But to me, the way y'all were moving, it kind of made sense to go in that direction. So I didn't understand. It wasn't connecting. It wasn't connecting.
We were talking like every night and everything
Oh
and stuff.
wow.
And so I felt like it was moving somewhere. I felt like some of the walls he had up might have been like because he was still processing the grief
Hmm.
from his
Right, right, right.
and everything. So I
Hmm.
was like, well, I'll just take the time and like get to know him and see if that's what it is. But
Wow.
you know how these shows are
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
for exposure. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why that I'm not mad at him because a lot of people like they go to my Instagram now and they see like I've been doing a lot of modeling and stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, she just came on for exposure for that. But I wasn't a model until I met Eddie.
Ah, I'm happy you said that. Okay.
So
That's
Eddie, he told me to go to this casting
Mhm.
for Philly Fashion Week. And so I had went to the casting and then he ghosted me. Um, but I ended up getting casted
Come on,
and
blessings.
I also met a guy there.
Okay, now this is what I'm talking about.
And
Yes.
I met a guy there. He was a younger guy. He was 28 and he owned a
Okay.
bank. And
Oh.
I was talking to the makeup artist about how I met this great guy at this
Hmm.
casting that Eddie told me to go to, but I signed the contract and said I wouldn't date other people. So I'm
Wow.
conflicted about
Wait,
what to
wait, 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 wait. What?
do. Mhm.
You can't date other. Is it a certain? Wait, hold on. Now, I mean, I get not going on different shows. I do understand that part, but
Yeah.
dating other people. Now I'm lost on that one.
You can't date outside of the show when you're doing the show.
Oh, right, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So meeting somebody's kind of like you can't do anything about it or
Yeah.
anything.
But
Mm.
I met him and I was looking forward to meeting him. So like when he eliminated me, I really wasn't really phased because I was like, okay, well now I get to go meet this guy who you was
Ah,
to.
that explains your exit comment. I want to kind of shift gears a bit and talk about you opening up about your brother.
Okay.
You had a very deeply vulnerable moment when you shared about the loss of your brother, and recently suffered a loss, personal loss. I know how heavy grief can be. What gave you the strength to share that part of your story on camera?
I honestly had no choice, I feel like, because Angie was just talking about how many brothers and sisters she has, and they're
Oh
all
yeah. Mm,
I just had one brother. So like I'm like, dang, just
right.
kind of got like a few to spare. And I just had the one. And
Yeah.
then Wayne started talking about his brother and how
Mm,
great he is. And like they showed a quick clip of him talking about it, but like he just kept hammering on
mm,
his brother and how great
mm,
he was. So eventually I kind of broke down and they showed the part where like Angie's like, I see like something's clearly wrong.
yeah.
And I would have hit it if I could, but I couldn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
My heart went out to you at that moment because I was just like, I don't know, a sibling is just it's just something else. So I am sorry for your loss. That's and it just seemed I don't know. I just felt awful. I was like, oh my god, I could tell she loved her brother a lot, and I'm
Yeah.
sure that he's proud of her for coming on here and putting herself out here like she's doing. So, and I appreciate you for that because I feel like it was very courageous for you to do that, at a first meeting group sitting setting to be so heavy. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to touch on that a little bit.
One of the reasons
Um,
why I even like do why I like
mm,
to do courageous things and I like to do new things and I like to travel is because those are things that my brother did. So doing those kind of things makes me feel closer to him.
oh my God. Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that for you. That
Yeah.
I wish you could hashtag it, but somebody already using that already. But anyway, so your your exit, I love that for me. And I think I told you just behind the scenes that your second exit. I it was a standout moment for me. When you said I love that for me, it struck a chord with a lot of viewers because it came off as confident, self-assured. Was that your intention to show that you were at peace of how things ended?
Yes, that was absolutely my intention. And that was like one of my intentions of going on the show because, like, my younger sister and like some other people, they would come to me for like dating advice and they'd be like, this guy's treating me bad. Like, I don't know
Mm,
what to do. And I'm like, well, you can leave. And
mm,
they'd be like, well, I didn't even know that was an option.
mm.
So, like, I wanted like younger people, younger women to see, like,
Yes.
you don't have to like be committed to something that's not good for you and you can just walk away from it confidently.
I love it because a lot of women do not. Let's be honest. A lot of women will stay in situations that they're uncomfortable in or not happy in the sake of whatever the reason. The children, him, safe
Mhm.
face, so many things. So that's why I took a time to say something about that because I felt like for women to watch that, that is great. Oh, I came on the show. Yes, he said, the exit or whatever, but I was like, okay, I'm good. And I love that for you.
Yeah, no, and I was happy to like go back to my regular life
Yeah.
and like start dating people where like they had to put in the effort instead of like
Mm,
production planning it for them.
right. So, quick question. Did you learn anything, any takeaways as far as dating in real life after the show?
Oh, I learned so much. I think the biggest thing that I learned is like don't make assumptions because that was one thing that I did wrong when I met a lot of the people like some of the guys who had kids and stuff. Like I didn't know that initially, but
Hmm.
like because they had asked me, I assumed they didn't when I said no, I don't, and then they didn't
Hmm.
say anything about their kids.
That's very interesting. I wonder why they didn't. That's interesting though. 'Cause most time people will say yes or no. I have children if it's brought the topic is brought up. So
And some
it's
of
like
the men
they're hiding.
that, and I was like, I found that very attractive. And I think like they do show a clip of me telling Jay that on our date, and that did make him stand out from some of the people who like wanted to hide their children.
Oh wow, and that sounds so bad when you say that out loud, but that's exactly what they were doing.
Somebody else.
Not hide your kids. Jesus help. I want to talk about the Fitz situation. Were you the first one to catch on about the polygamy? I say adjacent because he says he's not. And I follow that. It's so much confusion. So I'm just being honest.
I would love to talk about Fritz because I know for that first episode, they like play it and they keep showing me saying like, "Oh, I like tall men. Oh, I only want tall men."
Hmm.
Blah blah
Hmm.
blah.
Hmm.
And then they show the clips of me saying like, "Oh, I like Hussein because he's tall." But
Right.
like Hussein wasn't who I liked. He was just they made us pick three choices, and he was my third choice since I had to have a third one.
Okay.
My
Okay.
first choice was Fritz because
Mm.
both have a background in like financial services
Okay.
and love to travel. Like that just,
Hmm.
makes sense.
Right.
So Fritz was like who I liked first and really wanted to get to know until I met the second group. And so I talked to him like the most and got to know him. And
Hmm.
I did see he was following like quite a few of the following hashtags. And I know a lot of people they don't understand like how hashtags works. Like when they think about it, they think about like
Okay.
something you put on a picture.
Mm.
On Instagram, you can also kind of like curate your own for
Yep.
you page
Hmm.
by selecting like certain hashtags.
Right.
Yeah. And so he was like curating for his to be all about that.
Yeah. Did he? Well, I know on Instagram you could actually follow hashtags as well, and it'll show oh so and so follow whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, and if you're taking time to follow a hashtag, it's
That
serious.
means you want all the content for that hashtag.
Yes, yes. So when you and you didn't even to me, I don't think you asked the question in like a crazy way, but were you the first woman on the show to know about it? Is the question? Were you the one that kind of brought it to fruition or to
Yeah.
light? I guess. Okay. Wow. So he could blame you for that then, right? Because everybody else talked about it they're still talking about it even though we're on a break.
About it. They're still talking about it. Like I don't care. I'm curious. I just want to know. That's it.
It's a good question. You were asking and judging where you wanted to know because of your preference. You wanted
Yeah.
to know that's if he's into it.
Yeah.
So as a woman, hearing him say, "I'm not into it, but I follow it," how did that make you feel?
That just kind of like put like a kind of red flag there, like, oh, okay, we'll see how that plays out.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
we see like in the very next episode, he's like, I feel
Yes,
like I'm living a poly lifestyle.
a
And
mess.
he can't let it go.
A mess, child, a mess. I want to ask you about how did you get initially your origin story? How did you even get on the show? Was it they reached out to you, or was it a friend or family that recruited you, or encouraged you to get on there? What happened?
Yeah, no. So I'm normally like doing a lot and I don't
Mhm.
have a lot of free time.
Okay.
But it just so happened when it was like filming in the summer, I had some free time. I was scrolling on, I think it was Instagram.
Hmm.
Saw an ad. It was like, "Are you single? Do you live in Philadelphia? Do your friends and family wonder like why you're single when you're such a catch?" And I'm like, "Yes, that's me. Check, check, check." I clicked the ad. I saw like the the application was so short. So I was like,
Okay.
oh, I'll fill it out. And then they sent me a longer one, but I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll
Mm-hmm.
play, I'll see. And then I ended up being interviewed and being selected. And just the way the timing
Period.
thing and seeing that ad, I felt like it was what I needed to be doing.
Okay, now.
And I was like,
So that was
even,
you.
yes, it was me. And I said, even if I don't find love, like I'll find out, America's not going to hold back with letting me know like what they think I can do better. And also maybe I'll find like some cool girlfriends or something.
Speaking of girlfriends, when the lady was standing out there looking at you and you was, attempting to give Eddie a kiss and they was not happy, Miss Angie included. I mean, I know you've seen it since then. So what were your thoughts about that whole scene? Because you was just into him and they were just over there like, no ma'am, and all the things.
My thought about that whole scene is that from him to them to production, somebody should have had me in a corner somewhere with a fucking bottle of water. Because you hear me slurring my words, you see
Yes.
I'm clearly ridiculously intoxicated because we were supposed to start filming at like 8:30 that morning. So I started drinking since it's supposed to be like a block party.
Right, right, right.
But then it starts raining
Mm-hmm.
and we don't
Mm.
start filming again until like the afternoon pretty much. And then
Oh
we're there.
wow. Wow. Sound like Rage Love. Yeah, they had back in the day they would have more alcohol than food. They kind of picked it up a little bit and give you a little more food, but they still have alcohol. And
Yeah.
that sounds about right. Because if you're gonna just drink all day and not really eat anything, by the time you start to film, yeah, you're gonna be because I was like, everybody kept saying you could tell she's been drinking. But I said at the same time, I was like, I wish maybe Eddie or somebody would have said, hey,
Yeah.
let's go to the side. I could tell or something. You know what I'm saying? I really wish that would have happened too.
Especially too, like they even like I'm surprised they keep that one scene of me. I'm like talking to Frisco and I'm just like, I don't know what I said, but you can just tell I
Right.
feel good. You can tell I'm out of it. You can
Yeah.
tell I shouldn't be on the TV.
Wow, that's crazy. I hate that happened. I did because, but it was a moment for production. I'm just gonna be honest. Reality
Yeah.
TV just works that way. So I want to ask you about. Not my. Oh, not again. Jesus help. Okay, there we go. Oh, so reality TV in the future. I know that a lot of times you guys are under the different contracts and stuff like that for a certain amount of time, but can we expect to see you again? Because I know this was a love themed reality TV show, but there's other reality TV shows out there as far as the challenges, different little things you can get on. And once you have your foot in the door or have your first show, you can get on other TV shows. Is there any plans in your future for anything?
Right now I don't have the plans,
Mhm.
but um you might see me on another show. You might see me on a TV or you're definitely gonna see me on like a commercial or two.
Yes, ma'am. I would love for you to get on something else to prove a lot of people wrong who had a different perception of who you actually are. Like, going on where you can use your brain, like all the little comments. I was like, come on, y'all. So I would love for you to get another opportunity. I really would. So if that does happen, keep me in the loop about that. But I do think you should be on TV again. To show them a different side. I think you left too early.
I'll just have to start my own platform because it's not fair
Yes,
to
ma'am.
be painted as such a one-dimensional person when
Mhm.
you have so many dimensions. So, and I want to inspire younger women and let them know like they can do whatever they put their mind to.
So being that they're at a hiatus, and see, Red to Love is different this year. We've always had the same freaking thing. We have two states.
It's
Um,
the same.
it's just like, what are they doing? Like, I don't understand. Everybody keeps hitting me up saying why. I said, I don't know. I just don't get it.
And
Like,
then they're like, oh, yeah, it's for the summer, but then it doesn't come back to August. August, the kids go back to school. Summer is over.
and then who about the second season or whatever, the second
They have
stage
a
or
whole
whatever?
season that they're sitting on. I wish I could go and ask someone at Discovery what the deal is with that.
Well, whatever that might look like, August is a long time. That's actually not the summer. That's actually fall. So let's be clear. They should have said we'll be back in the fall. That's not summer, girl. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know they'll come back. I'm pretty sure they'll come back with some fireworks. I know how it works. It's gonna probably be some pow pow pow. I hate you're not gonna be in there when it comes back, but I am happy you came to my platform.
In there.
Yeah.
I love that. I hate watching it and like even
Oh
though
my
I
god. Right.
and I
Right.
sit through it like not knowing what's gonna happen.
I can understand that too. Because especially with the edits you had, I'd
Yeah.
probably be like, I'm throwing the deuces. I'm out of here. And I can even understand why not watching it. Some people I know that when they do the show, they don't watch it. They don't watch any season. They're done with the show. Some people won't even do anything with Ready to Love franchise. So I guess it
Mhm.
depends on the person and your experience and how you feel once you leave. But I
I
hope you use the platform to do something for your own platform. That's what I hope.
I think one of the reasons that I can bear to watch it is because it's so the opposite of who I am that it's almost
Sad.
comical.
And that's very sad. A lot of people have told me that before, but hopefully
Mhm.
one day they'll get it right.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I want you to use the platform to boost up whatever you have going on in your life, your platform, and doing your own thing. I look forward to seeing that. So that's something.
I
You
gotta
remind me of my girl.
so I can build other people up too because that's what it's all about for me. Like I want to be successful so that I can give back to my community and help other people become successful.
Yes, ma'am. Point blank. Period. I love it. Well, Mama, I appreciate you coming on to see the Queen of Reality TV Commission Reviews. Period.
Very
I've done over 50 interviews, and this is my latest one, the newest season. So this is a queen. Y'all better recognize Coley is smart. She got a lot of things going on for herself, and she's a beautiful woman. So I think I forgot to ask you this question. I think I didn't ask it because you kind of talked about it a
Mhm.
little bit, but the looks narrative that the online saying that oh, this is online, not what they told you that oh, because we're looking assuming that you would go far in the process
Yeah.
simply based on your appearance. Others, have suggested that there wasn't much depth beyond that. I don't agree with that take, but I want to give you a space to speak on that narrative and clarify who you are beyond what was shown.
Yeah, no, that narrative is really crazy. Like seeing that and seeing people so like passionate about it because
Hmm.
that's not at all like how I am as a person. And it's I'm like, do I look better than I realize or something? Because that is not even like
Oh my god.
what I'm leading with.
Right. But they were just like, she's gorgeous. And I just was like, there's nothing wrong with that. Her person wasn't there. That's what
Yeah,
it was. Her person wasn't there. So I hope you do find your person, and I look forward to seeing whatever you got going on in the future, Mama.
yes, I will. I
Thank
think
you.
I will. There's someone for everyone out there.
Hmm.
I believe
Well,
in
well, I appreciate you coming on my channel. I do believe in love, black love especially, and I
yeah.
know that that's why I support this show as much as I have because I know eventually somebody gonna get it. Somebody
And
gonna come out.
I'm happy to be on this show because you really have been with the show since day one. You are always there, like because when I did agree to do the show and I was researching it, like you're the name that came up over and over again
Oh
consistently.
wow, that's crazy. And see, like,
Mhm.
well, and I'm proud of that. But I mean, it's not all that I am, but because I did so much of it. Yeah, that's usually what comes up for my name as well. So, but it's something I've done. I'm proud of. I'm gonna keep doing it. Even when they mad at me, which is all the time. Okay, but with that being said, this is Commission Reviews, the Queen of Reality TV. We had the Queen Coley on here from Ready to Love Philadelphia, Philly, however y'all want to say it. Unfortunately, she's no longer there, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be the last time y'all see Little Mama if I have anything to do with it. All right, with that being said, Commission Reviews, the Queen of Reality TV. I love y'all down. I forgot my, wait a minute, where's my thing? My bad. Here it is. One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt it.